So let's see our today's agenda. Our today's agenda is we will see the foundations of cybersecurity. We will understand the threat landscape. We will understand the risk management. We will understand the policies and compliance. We nowadays. And we will move on to the security network. After that, we will see your devices, the and the last one is the collective. So, important of cybersecurity. So, you're going to cybersecurity is nothing. All of that. To endpoint to device, which I can communicate via any like your Bluetooth, like your internet, right? So these 2 points are communicating with each other. So we have to maintain the security of these 2 endpoints, right? And simply we call it cybersecurity. So here, what we'll see, what is the main 3 pillars of cybersecurity? We need to understand about the CIA threat. This is too much important when I'm talking about cybersecurity. So CIA is nothing but C stands for the confidentiality, I stands for the integrity, and A stands for the availability. So what is confidentiality? Confidentiality is nothing but it is describing that our data, right? Our data should be accessible to an authorized person. So let's, for an example, let's assume that you have a web server, and these web servers there is some information is there, and you want to share this information with only the authorized persons that you let the persons can the persons can be your known persons, their persons can be your clients, their persons can be your friends, anyone who is authorized. This person can only get access or to these informations. So this is, we simply call it confidentiality. Integrity, when I'm talking about integrity is nothing but this is defining there is no changes or no alteration of the data. That's mean when 2 endpoints are communicating, that's one endpoint. Let's say, for an example, let's A want to communicate with B, and A want to send some data to B. Let's assume that A is sending a data that is what is your name? That is a data. Then let's assume that this is a data, and this data is traveling over the internet. And once this data reach to the destination point, that means it's to the B, and B will see the data and he will understand that A sent me the message, that is what is your name. So if A send a data that is what's your name, and when the data reach to the destination point and this data is being modified, so we have sent the data that is what's your name, and what is reached to the destination, the data is like, what are you doing? So there's this changes of data. So integrity is defining that if any changes is happening between the transmission, between the transactions, or between the sending data, any alteration is happening, that means there is a loss of integrity. So integrity means there is no changes in data between the transmissions. And availability. Availability is nothing but it's defining that our data, whatever I want to share the data with public or any clients or any authorized person, this data should be accessible. This data should be accessible into 24/7. So if you are not able to access the data in any time, that means there is a loss of availability. So our data should be available 24/7 only for the authorized person. So this is called availability. So this is mainly the 3 pillars of cybersecurity: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now we have to understand what is the meaning of protections of protect sensitive informations. So what is sensitive information? Sensitive information is nothing but sensitive information can be your credit card number. Sensitive information can be your bank account details. Sensitive information can be your employment details. Sensitive information can be your results, your mark sheets, your email ID, your passwords. So that is sensitive information. So we have to protect it, right? What is the measures to protect it? By simply providing the encryptions, and some security mechanisms are there, which helps us, which ensures that our data is protected. Second is preserves privacy. So we have to preserve our own privacy, right? In different different approaches we will use, and there is also compliance is there. How and what is the approach, or what is the way to preserve our privacy in a secure manner. Ensures business continuity. So if there is any leakage is happening in our business organization, let's assume that you are a business owner, right, and you are running your own business. So if any kind of leakage, or if any kind of harm is happening on your business data, that can be damage your business, right? So we have to ensure our business continuity by implementing some security mechanisms, safeguards against cyber threats and attacks. So we have to save ourselves. We have to implement different kinds of defensive approach to how can we protect ourselves from different cyber attacks, like DDoS attack, like virus attack, like spyware attack, malware attack. So different kinds of attack is happening nowadays, and we are little bit familiar about it, right? So how can we protect ourselves from these different kind of cyber attacks? We will understand. So next we will see that what are the demands. What are the demands in cybersecurity professionals across the industries? So why you will learn cybersecurity? What will the benefits you will get after learning cybersecurity? And what is the market demand? So here you can see there are so many organizations that can be financial, that can be healthcare, that can be technology, that can be government, energy, manufacturing, education, transport, each and every section, each and every industry, each and every organization nowadays needs cybersecurity professionals. Why? Why do they need? Because to protect their sensitive informations, their privacy, their policies. That's why there is a lot of demand in today's market for the cybersecurity professionals. After that, we'll understand the cyber threats. So what are different kind of cyber threats? So we have talked about the cyber attacks, different kind of cyber threats. So how can we categorize them? So if I'm talking about the malware, so malware is nothing but it's called the malicious software. So we are merging two words, malicious and software, and these two words is integrated in a single word, that's called the malware. So the malware have different categories. Here you see these are we can call viruses as a malware, we can call worms as a malware, we can call Trojan horse as a malware, we can call ransomware as a malware, we can call spyware as a malware, we can call botnet as a malware. So these are the different malwares. There's a classifications of malwares. So what is virus? Virus is nothing but it is used to damage your system. It will not take reverse connection or reverse access. That will help us to hack you. It will not help to hack you, or not. It will not take your reverse connection, but it will damage your computer system, like your computer camera, your keyboard, your motherboard. It can damage. Worms is nothing but it's a self-replicated virus, right? So we don't need to create it. Worms can create them in itself. Worms can create itself automatically, and it is too much dangerous. So if I'm talking about Trojans is nothing but this is the malware and which helps us to get reverse access. So if I think you got here about the backdoors, right? So Trojan is one kind of backdoor. That backdoor or that Trojan helps us to get access on your system or on our target machine. So that is called the Trojan. And ransomware. Finally, ransomware. Nowadays, this ransomware attack is in trend. Ransomware, what is the job of ransomware? Ransomware is nothing. It is actually a malicious software which will encrypt your system. That means if you unfortunately or mistakenly you download any file from any unknown resources, and you don't know, you don't believe this resource, but you casually download any file from any unknown resources, and this file have a ransomware. Right, ransomware is attached with this file, and you don't know. You simply execute it, and you see your system, your total whole computer system is being encrypted, and it is asking for a key. That means I am locking your system. I am locking your system, and I am asking for the key, and I will provide you the key after taking some ransom money. For an example, in Delhi, the AIMS hospital, the China has sent some ransomware to our AIMS server, and they are demanding for 200 crore rupees for the ransom money. So this is a real example for a ransomware. It is very, very dangerous. And if I'm talking about phishing attack is nothing but the malicious intruders or the hackers. They are trying to send you some malicious link, and they are asking for your email ID and password, and they are asking you for to log in on their websites or to log in on their link. Once you will log in through your Gmail ID or Facebook ID or any account ID, they will steal your email ID and your password. So if you are logging with your Gmail, so they will steal your Gmail account username and your password. So in this case, it can be damage your privacy. So this is also comes under a common cyber threat. If I'm talking about the denial of service attack, so denial of service attack is nothing but it's a buffer overflow attack. Many of devices and a single device is trying to flood their server buffers, right? So if I'm using a single computer system to disturb a server, then we call as a denial of service attack. But if I use many of systems like bots, what is bots? Bots means compromised systems. So if I compromise 100 or thousands of compromised systems, and I am trying to flood any target server by using these compromised bots, we will call it as a simply distributed or denial of service attack. So these two attacks comes under the common cyber threats. Man in the time of middle attack. So MITM attack is nothing but it defines that if you and your router, right? So let me explain it in a simple manner. Let's assume that you are connected with a router or your home router, right? And these communications, once you send some queries to the server or to the Google or to the internet, your request pass through your router. So let's assume that I am the attacker, or I'm the hacker. I am right now in between of your router and your device. So whatever communication, whatever data you want to get, this data pass through my device to the router. So I am in the middle of your communications. So I can intercept your data, I can read your data, and I can analyze all of these things in very, very specific and in very clear manner. We will see in hands-on what is the man in the middle attack and how can we capture data and how can we get information from this data in our upcoming or in our upcoming topics, right? After that, we will understand the SQL injection attack, and this SQL injection attack, it comes under the OWASP top 10, and in 2021 OWASP list, the SQL injection attack comes under the top 3 vulnerability of OWASP, right? So malicious SQL query we will inject to a web server, and we will try to fetch information from this web server by using some malicious SQL script or malicious SQL commands, right? So this is nothing but this is called the SQL injection attack. We will try to inject SQL queries from a different side, from a client side, or you can say that will execute on the server side, and it will help us to fetch information from the database. After that, we will understand the cross-site scripting. The cross-site scripting is nothing but it is a client-side vulnerability. Once you execute, it's defining you can execute your own JavaScript on the client-side page. So this is also comes under the OWASP top 10 and top 10 vulnerability list. Insider threats. Insider threats is nothing but it's a threat for the insider organizations. Let me explain it. Let's assume that you are in an organization and there are 10 members up there. One of the members of this 10 member is a malicious actor, and he is trying to harm their own internal network or internal devices. So this person is our organization member, and he is trying to perform some malicious activity on our organization. So we will simply call him or call her as an insider threat, advanced resistance threat. Advanced resistance threat is nothing but it is one kind of threat that is unknown to everyone. That's we can also simply call it zero day vulnerability or zero day exploit, right? So this kind of threats is more dangerous for a nowadays in cybersecurity domain. So that is the common threats comes under cybersecurity, and we have to understand and we have to know about it. What are these and what is the job of this threat?